had this date circled on my calendar for the better part of a year. It was almost a year ago. I was invited to be on the In Between podcast with Daniel and Christina M. And we had such a fun conversation talking about a book I had written, and they wanted to share it with some of their family ministry staff. And I said, why don't we just find an excuse that I can come be with you? And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then the invitation came, and it was in the middle of January. I think I like you more than you like me. Kind of put out that vibe here. No, we're going to have fun today. But I do want to be diplomatic. I want to be careful. I recognize what the cultural landscape is like going on in our world. There are things that make it hard to be an American who travels and travels abroad. You represent the country in which you came from, even though you don't have a feeling like you have a voice there. And then I'm also very sympathetic to what it means to be an American neighbor living in the shadow of a loud neighbor. And so today, as I kind of tread lightly and move my way through our time together, I thought we could start out by talking about the Australians. I mean, who doesn't like the Australians? And I'm presuming they're not here to defend themselves. So let's just have at it. Well, there was a story coming out of Queensland, Australia. Maybe you caught this headline last October. And the story went about 140 high school age students were set to take their final exam in ancient history. But it wasn't just any exam. It was the exam that would determine university admissions. A lot of weight, a lot of stress. You know what that feels like. Well, they had prepared all year long studying Caesar Augustus, Rome's first emperor, his strategies, his life, his reign. There was just one problem. Less than a day before the exam came, news broke that the exam was actually about Julius Caesar. Oops. That sinking feeling that you think you're prepared and then you show up and you're like, I have no idea what we're doing here. That feels like life. But for these high school, it was devastating. And you might be asking the question, and I think at least I was, which one is actually responsible for this world life-changing salad? Like, I want to know which one got the salad named after him. Or you might be asking, I know they're two historical figures. What's the difference? Well, shortly, I would just say Julius Caesar was the one who was the final reigning leader who brought an end to the Republic of Rome. And he is separated by his stepson, Octavian, who became Caesar Augustus, by about 40 years of brutal civil war. A lot of betrayal and assassination. In fact, the phrase, the crossing of the Rubicon is where we get the phrase, crossing the point of no return. And he launched into this revolutionary transitional period. So here's what occurred to me. The students knew their Caesar inside and out, even though it was the wrong one. But they had studied the wrong era of time, most importantly. And the time that they missed was they had learned the established, the peaceful empire that he governed. But what they missed was the revolutionary transition. And why I think that's significant for us here today is because I wonder if that's also what happens with Christians. That we can sing of his love forever. We can have our hearts set on heaven. We can study all the right things. And we miss what God is doing here and now. So today, what I want to do is describe and talk about something I think is essential to every Christian to understand, but it's what might be hidden in plain sight. It's heaven on earth.